Hi, I'm Dr. M. Kamaksha, open source software evangelist and also a full stack web developer. For the past few videos I've been explaining pig programming language atop of Hadoop. In this video I'm going to use Hadoop 3, version number 3. In my previous videos I used Hadoop version number 2.8, but in this video I'm just because I migrated to the full-fledged Linux operating system. In my previous videos I've used virtual machine, I mean Linux installed inside the virtual machine VMware, but in this video I'm using a full-fledged Linux operating system. I'm going to show you my Hadoop version. In my previous video I had 2.8. In this video, for this demonstration, I'm using Hadoop 3.2.1, and I have big version, I think 1.0.17, yeah, 0.17, which is latest. By the way, I would like to show you one very important resource for pig programming. If you are really searching for a very good online resource for your learning, I recommend you Programming Pig. By the way, this is orally textbook. You need to buy this, but fortunately I got it from somewhere. This is just, I don't suggest you to do this, but I'm a hobbyist and also an academic. I can't afford to buy the books. Sometimes I do this kind of activity. You can go through this book, and you can also save this in your computer and refer this for future. It has almost everything related to pig, and it has 222 pages. That's enough. I mean, more than sufficient for any beginner. And now in this video I'm going to show you how to calculate the aggregate functions, just like minimum, maximum, average, sum, count kind of things. I'm just going to I'm going to explain how to count the records in any given data set very first, and then I will show you. By the way, I have my data set here, students, the same data set which I used in my previous, but the data is different. This time I have very dummy names. I just simulated this data using LibreOffice Calc. The first column is all about data, names of the records, names of the individuals or students, and the second column is related to age, and the third column related to GPA. So this is the information we have in our hand, and this is there inside a particular path called documents/pig. This is my present working directory. By the way, it doesn't matter where you are executing your files. I'm just, in my previous videos I've shown you, I used to switch between two different terminal windows, to write script for one window and to execute the program. This time I'm not going to open grunt shell. I'm going to show you how to execute the pig script within the terminal using bash shell. Okay, so without much ado, I think I already opened the pig script. Sudo gedit, gedit, it's not gedit pig, I always call gedit, gedit. So already written. I'm just going to, so the first exercise is going to, I'm going to show you how to count the records. We don't need to do that, but in big data analytics what happens, this is just a fig data. You don't need to worry as how many, but in real time world you will be having some millions of records incoming, and you need to do the analysis on that all millions and billions of rows. So count is very important for you. You need to count until, suppose if this data is related to some customers, or maybe kind of sensor based data for different days or a couple of years, then that is not that is beyond the imagination. Counting all those records is a tough, not really easy job. We need to. So count is one of the important aggregates or aggregate functions in pig. So I'm going to show you how to count the number of records in this video. So as usual, I'm going to use pig Latin commands. I'm just first going to load the data, and then I group the data, because to calculate aggregates or to use aggregate functions inside pig, we need to group the data, and that is prerequisite. There is no escape. We can't use aggregate functions without. Then we need to use another function called for each, and then finally we are going to dump. By the way, I'm not able to store the outputs even after repeated attempts because I have some authentication issues. I don't have sufficient admin privileges over a few directories, so I'm just going to use dump to output the, so you need to bear with me, and you are going to show I'm going to show you all that buggy all that grumpy output to the terminal. Okay, so without much description, I'm just going down. I'm going to create an object. Usually PIG people call it as a relationship, but I prefer to call it as a user defined object. You can call anything because this is my demonstration. I can choose to call anything as I like. And then if you remember, the name of the file is student CSV, and I don't need to, suppose if you are in a different directory, then you need to provide the full path. So I'm in the same directory where my input data exists, so I don't need to worry about the path. So using pig storage, this is the protocol, so don't ask me what this is. What is this? We have to do this. And better, we also define the schema, because you can just leave your statement here with a semicolon, but I suggest you to define the schema, and while defining the schema, better go by the full-fledged definitions. Like we have the 3 columns, name, and this is char array. So like this you need to write. If you don't write this, your pig is going to break down abruptly, and you will miss the outputs. Now age, and this is going to be int. As you remember the data, I don't have the decimal value, decimal point in my, and there are different ways to to define the numerical data. You have double, float kind of thing, long. I think you should also, yeah, you have the long, but whatever the type, it is going to be the byte at the end of the day, and pig is going to reduce your data to the bytes. It doesn't matter, but it is only for the definition, but you need to define, so you cannot just no escape. GPA, then this is also int, and don't be very particular about defining the type of the data. And if you, I don't know, in my shell it is not working, but it may work in your way. Now as I said, we need to group this data. I just create another object. You can also call relation. So the conventional pig programmers have to excuse me for calling this as user defined object. I think you call relation. Group that all. So that's sufficient. You don't need to, usually we group by some name or one of the column names, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, you don't try to complicate your program. Okay, now I'm just going to the final thing is going to be the output. I call it as aggregate value, and this is going to be for each, and for each line in the group, for each GB generate. First let us go for count, and one important precaution, you need to write this name of the function, aggregate function, in caps, uppercase letters. So you can't write in lowercase letters, nor with the first cap. Few people write first letter in uppercase and rest of the letters, no, not at all. So you have to make this with all these precautions. At times we also break down while executing, so let us wait on. And one more thing is, better you mention the full name of the column. So you can just give age, name, something like that. I don't know if you want, if it works in your computer you can just do, but I prefer in that I have name. So it doesn't matter for counting, you can give any name of the column. You can use any column, it doesn't matter if it is name, age, GPA, all of them have the same count. So I choose to put the column name, and which is which belongs to this, I think this is going to be an array, and that is why we need to mention this way. I don't know, dictionary, maybe bag or something, these people call many things. So I'm just going to dump this HUI. Okay, if we don't have anything, save it. If we don't have any error in our code, then we should be. So this time I'm going to show you a different way, different approach. You don't need to start the grunt shell. You can just execute this. Because I'm using this dataset from the local file system, I don't need to start my pig in MapReduce. So I have to mention that explicitly. I have to mention that word local explicitly while, and then you just have to hand over the name of the script, and then pig-x local pigscript.php. This is what is the statement I need to use to execute my script. Okay, maybe in your computer the name of the script may be different. Now press enter. If you don't have any error in your script, then you should be able to, it will be able to show you the number, and that is going to be the count of the records in our data file. Yes, here you see here you got 16. My cursor is not moving. Yeah, see here. So we have 16 records in this. Now with the same gusto in a Josh, let me open my script file once again, and then this time I am going to show you how to compute the average. Okay, I think for age it makes some sense to, we can compute average for age, and that makes sense. Since this is a numeric data variable, we can compute average, minimum, maximum, some kind of thing. So I do one thing, I make average as well as sum of that age. Now let's see if I will be able to do this or not. Now go back. I think I have that. Let me clear this so that it looks. Now go back in my history. I have this pig-x local pig script. So this time I should be, hopefully I should be able to compute count as well as not count, average and sum of the age column. So I should be able to have two. Yeah, see here you have the average value and you have the sum of the, I just want to show you, it doesn't make any sense. You don't need to compute the sum, but you can if you divide the sum with the count, then that is going to be the arithmetic average. That is what is the meaning of. You can also test yourself, but I am not going to do that. This time what I do, I compute the rest of the all of them at once, so that we call this usually in data analytics we have a method called summary statistics. A few people also refer that as a descriptive statistics. I don't call descriptive because descriptive is a very large word to mention for. So I just call descriptive statistics. In this, what I do, I make some combinations of the. We have big 5, big 7 approach, something like that. So this time we'll make all the aggregates count. By the way, please be cautious. You can't use lowercase letters for all these functions. You have to count that name, comma, average. Together I make a tuple, and then I make the, no, I think it is, I make sum here, count and sum together, so that sum divided by count makes sense for a. Now average of it makes sense to, well, we can compute the average for both age and GPA, and that is together as a tuple, and then minimum of that age together with maximum of that age, and let me close this, comma, and then minimum of that GPA, comma, maximum of that GPA. So now I think if I'm correct in my logic, you'll see many times I do mistakes while closing the parenthesis. I think there is no. Now save, close. If everything is okay in our script, then we should be able to compute all these aggregate functions. So this is what is called, I don't know how many, I did not count them. It's called summary statistics in data analysis. Hopefully, yeah, we got all the values here. You got the count 16. My cursor is, I don't know, something is, I think I'm using big data in Fig computer, so that is why I'm not able to do that. So I have the count, I have sum. This count divided by sum is going to be the average, and now this is the average for age, this is the average for GPA, this is the maximum and minimum for age, and maximum minimum for GPA. This is how I think 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 oh 8 measures. That's okay, it's not big 7, it is big 8. 4 yeah, 1 2 3 4 4 to 8, yeah, it's not big 7, it is big 8. So usually we talk about big 5, big 7, but we can calculate big 8 measures to provide summaries. And suppose if your manager asks for data like what are the provide me summary statistics of the students, or customer related data, or retail related data, retail data, or maybe patients, kind of, you can just do this kind of activity inside your computer, or you can just hand over this script so that they can compute, they have. And now as the last one, I'm just going to show you how to do calculations. That is what is the most important thing. Now what I do, I will we don't need this. I also do aggregate average kind of thing. I don't know, I'm just doing this for each GP generate count divided by sum divided by count for it. So we're just going to compute the arithmetic average for this age. Okay, hopefully I should, I don't know, I must be, I can calculate here itself. Yeah, I don't need to do this, so I don't need to do this separate. Why should I bother of so I can just sum divided by count of that age. And let's see if we it just don't worry, actually we already have average here for age. I just want to show that we can also do some arithmetic calculations inside Pig. So as a matter of proof, I just wanted to provide the proof. You can just do any arithmetic calculation like addition, subtraction, multiplication kind of thing. So this way we can just compute big statistics. I don't know, hopefully maybe you can test yourself. You can calculate correlation, regression, maybe beta, gamma kind of thing, and some t statistic kind of thing. But I really doubt the efficiency of the Pig in doing statistical tests. I need to explore more, but for the time being, let us do this and see if we can perform some arithmetic calculation, which is a division in this case. Now let me run the script. Hopefully I should be able to compute that division. If so, then I should be lucky, otherwise I'm unlucky. Yes, we got 67. Is it what is the, this is actually the age, right? So suppose if you want to, I will also show you how to convert that into a float value. I think I must be able to write float here. If I write the float, then I should be able to calculate that, convert that value into the decimal with some precision. Let's see that. Oh, I think it is not going on. I think there is a way, I am sure. Double? Is it? I don't know. Where is that? It is not double, it is float, I am sure. I think I should convert that into, it's not the way I think. I found out that it should be enclosed inside the parenthesis. I don't know, let me say all the best and execute this script. Should be able to do this time. Let's see. Come on. Yes. Yeah, I think 67.0. So that's far better. Okay, it's I think we can also take it of the precision. Should we? It is close to 67. Anyway, that I just leave it to you, and you just do the experiments. And this is for this video. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned to the new content. If you like my video, please press like button. Kindly don't forget to subscribe to my video channel. Please subscribe to my video channel. Thanks once again.